Well, hello there, guys. Hey, hello, and welcome to another episode of Draw With Mikey. Right, really quickly, before we start, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that GearBest.com are currently running a discount across most of their drawing tablets right now. I'm not being paid by them, it's simply something they mentioned to me, and seeing as this is an art community, it seemed worth a really quick mention to you. That's all. I've got the links below, just in case you're curious. So, hi guys, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing bloody well. For those of you not in the know, this is the DWM series. It's a super casual midweek chill out. We talk about whatever. Today will probably be a little bit catch-uppy, to be fair, because there's been a massive hiatus across the YouTube channel. But it's also my opportunity to basically say hello to you guys, read your comments, answer your questions. So if you've got anything to say or anything to ask, get in the comment section below and maybe I'll read through it next time around. Now, in the last episode, which was, oh my god, so long ago, guys, I did ask you, what or who is your favourite non-anime themed artist? Basically, so I can steal all of your amazing suggestions and just see what other art is out there in case you guys have got any excellent things to say. So, without further ado, several weeks ago, Gino Rodriguez said J. Scott Campbell and Michael Turner, rest in peace, and also Wave Loop. Oh my goodness. Straight off the bat, I'm just going to copy paste that for a little bit of a keeping. J. Scott Campbell, absolutely, he is the Danger Girl guy, right? I really like his artworks. I realise there was some kind of hoo-ha because he did a picture, a really old picture years ago, which was like a Peter Pan themed thing, and then some character in that that's supposed to be a kid, he illustrated that character as an adult. But like people were just like, oh my god, you're something, pedo, you know how it goes. Just the internet was really kicking off, even though there's like no depiction of children in it and all that sort of stuff. I just remember somebody tweeting me about that kicking off. Anyway, good suggestions, Gino, good suggestions. Also, you might hear that things are ever so slightly more echoey than usual. I'm not 100% too sure how that's going to pick up through the microphone, but basically, all the furniture is out of the house. Oh, this will be like the catch-up moment. Really quickly, guys. Why have I been away? Well, I've got some stuff to sort involving my mum and the house, basically having to sell everything, move everything out, sort all my mum's old stuff, sort all of my stuff, and so on. And basically, I'm in a position right now where I'm just kind of going into a very temporary setup with some friends, and then I'm going to have to actually, find a place, get settled, and sort things out. So I expect all of the uploads for the moment, he says, touching wood, to be back and good to go, because pretty much they're the main focus that I've got going on right now for just catching up with you guys. But basically that's kind of what's going on in the background for me, which is why things are all over the boat. And basically, if it sounds really echoey, there's loads of bare walls in this room now. Usually there was stuff and ting, so it might sound like I'm recording in a bathroom or an echo chamber. Who knows? Butter5063 says Shadman is my favourite non-anime drawer. We all know the Shad. I'm going to pop that on the list. I've got this great big list going. It's going to take all of your ideas. Shadman indeed. He does not shy away from some risky biscuits sometimes, but yeah, no, we like Shad. And Muffy says, a few months ago, you responded to my comment saying that you'd think about doing an anime child proportions tutorial. Is that coming, or have you kind of let that go, and should I stop expecting something? By the way, I love your vids, I love your tutorials, I use them all the time, and I've subbed. Muffy, thank you so much, dude. And yeah, do expect it. Child proportions tutorial. This is one of those ones where it's absolutely fine to do, and I think it's a really good idea. But also, just because of the nature of my channel, when I do a tutorial like that, I have to just kind of be like, today we're going to do child proportions. We're just learning child proportions. We're not going to try to put any boobs on it. We're not going to try to sexualize anything. We're just here to learn to draw. As long as I get that out of the way, hopefully we'll be safe. Excelsius says Artgerm, who is Stanley Lau. Yeah, oh my goodness. Really, really good artist. Anybody who does not know Artgerm, if you just type him in, your Google search results are just going to be returned with all of these incredibly quality rendered, borderline painting images of all these characters, usually really strong women. And he is like somebody who works in values painting really, really hard. So if you watch his process, he would just sit there and do a black and white piece for like 80% of the time, and then the last 20% of his effort turns it into colour. It's incredible. A lot to be said for values work. I still haven't quite found that technique myself, but I've got an idea of what he's up to. Faux Show says Jim Phillips and Jim Lee. Jim Lee is, of course, an absolute legend of the comic books. Jim Phillips, I'm just going to really quickly pop into a Google search over here. Because for those of you in the know, oh yeah, really graphic stuff. For those of you in the know, this is like a super casual series, so I'm not going to sit down and edit things out. It is a rambler-a-thon, and also you get the sound effects of me typing with the keyboard really close to the mic. My god. Yeah, you know what, I've seen like skateboards with some of his artwork, and like it's really incredible stuff, really visceral. Jim Phillips, nice. I'm going to keep that tab open and open up a new one for more searching. Thank you very much. Consider your suggestion stolen. I love these ideas. Izzy B is also a Jim Lear. And Shiru Yoga says, in English, my favourite artist is an animator and a painter, Bob Ross. Unfortunately, he left us for the world of stars. Absolutely. Bob Ross is something else. You guys all probably know who that is, but also you all probably know that he's someone who I really respect, because as well as being an artist and like having a particular talent and doing that, his main focus is making other people get into art, which was just really, really cool in my book. Got a lot of respect for that guy. He is missed. And Shiru Yoga en français. Mon artiste favori est un animateur et un peintre, Bob Ross. Malheureusement, il nous a quitté pour le monde des étoiles. Oh my goodness. Hamza Samuri, says Mark Crilly. Oh yeah, Mark's well, you could kind of argue that he's a non-anime artist. I'd say his style is certainly anime or manga, but yeah, Mr. Crilly is the kind of granddaddy of the art on YouTube, and Jazz is like the really peppy second son who's got all of the really fun alternative stuff going on. Yeah, they're a good couple. Elmer's, not that they're dating or anything. Elmer's Glue says, some of my favourite artists are Waveloop, Henry the Artist I Am, Patrick Brown, J. Scott Campbell, Art Germ, Robotox, and Zeronis. Zeronis is great as well. Robotox, straight into a new tab. Basically, oh my goodness, yep, absolutely. Adding that to the list immediately. All the image results that have come back are fantastic looking. Oh, I'm going to have to do some studies of his work. Oh, I'm looking at this. It's so good. I'm not kidding. I'm waking up. I've just got a, oh my God, where is it? I've just got a cup of coffee because it is first thing in the morning whilst I'm recording as ever. Oh my goodness. That is great. Elmer's Glue. We're going to come back to that. Also, you mentioned a couple of others, so I'm just going to add them onto this cheeky list over here. If I can copy that like a pro. But yeah, you guys, it has been a while. Hopefully the tutorials will be back up and we'll have something fresh for you guys this weekend. I hope you guys are doing okay. How's your summer treating you? What's going on? I've got a few challenges, but you know, I've been bitching about that for ages. I've had this big massive quiet patch where I've been sorting out and selling loads of things, so it's very nice to get back in. I'm keen to get back into the flow of things on here. But what is going on with you? What's been going on with you guys this summer? Maybe we'll make that the question, as simple as that, just for a bit of a catch up. Leo Coney says Jack Kirby, Jim Lee, Todd McFarland, and Joe Mad. Todd McFarland rings bells in a kind of Seth MacFarlane way. Obviously that's not it. Let's have a look. Oh, he's a classic comic artist. Oh, shit. Oh, wow, he's an old schooler as well. Shit, maybe I should know who he is. Excellent. I'm going to, once again, steal all of these. I knew weeks ago when we did this particular, or the previous episode of DWM. So if that was 87, I think, and we'd be, right now, you're listening to episode 88. Welcome back. Thanks for listening. Thanks for pressing play. I knew that I was just going to get like loads and loads of excellent suggestions to steal from you. This is working out fantastically for me. Kevin Barrera says non-anime. It's got to be Jim Lee. Kevin as well. We've got another Jim Lee fan. He is sometimes on Twitch illustrating live. It's really fucking cool. Jeff Patterson says, Mikey, love your channel. You brought me back into drawing and I really appreciate it. Oh yeah, no worries, dude. I'm really, really pleased. Sorry I've been away for so long. All of my previous hobbies were really competitive and I found it hard to relax. Well, just an idea for a bit of that you might find fun and easy to produce. Lots of your fans are aspiring digital artists. Yeah, I know, dude. Loads of you guys are incredible. Like, not kidding, like really fucking good. And colouring within Photoshop is a skill that everyone approaches differently. Maybe if you gave everyone a baseline drawing in Photoshop to colour, we could go off and do our own thing and submit them for your review. Maybe even strap your next tablet giveaway to the sexiest girl you get. Adding your own improvements to colouring and showing us the little things that make our art pop would be really cool. Ah, it's quite an idea. I like that, Jeff. So it's not quite a drawing competition. It's more of just a colouring in competition. That sounds a lot easier for me because I know Jazza, excuse me, typing away. stopped his drawing challenges, I think, because it was just too much for him to manage. Like, it's really, really hard work, that stuff. You've got to go through a lot. It's not super easy. Boom. There we go. Excuse me doing that. Right, so that is actually a great idea and something to definitely think about. The next tablet giveaway is going to be at the beginning of the upcoming month. I don't know which tablet it's going to be for because they're all in boxes in a different house right now than the one I'm in. But basically, it's probably going to be a really simple one. Just make sure you're following on Instagram and maybe like one of the other YouTube channels. Simple as that. But for month following that, yeah, maybe I should actually sit down and turn it into a ting. Jim Lee or Frank Miller is mine, says Kikade Hitmis or Hitims. There's not enough vowels in your name, dude. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like Frank Miller's really fucking graphic as well when it comes to that comic thing. I feel like he draws everything with only straight lines. Like there's barely any curves and angles. I really like it. Oh my goodness. Let's have a sip of coffee. Oh, it's a little bit better. I might be talking too early in the day. Chameleoness says, when Mikey is late with his DWMs, it's Draw Without Mikey. Oh, dude, Chameleoness, you're killing me. And Lucia AMV says, Mikey creates a game. Lucia, I don't have a comment. You said, I don't have a comment. Also, Mikey creates a game. Are you saying, Mikey, you should create a game? In which case, yes. Create a game. I'll add that to my list of suggestions. Create a game. It would probably be like a really simple one where whatever excuse for just having girls appear on screen, it would be one of those kinds of games. Rowan Galloway says, Vise Pop, her anatomy isn't always consistent, but I love the flow of her characters and her choice of colour palette. Ah, Rowan Galloway, so this is nice. I forgive quite a few bits of anatomy and stuff like that when it's all about the artist and their style. Like, if an artist is so stylized that whether you kind of like their work or not, you immediately recognize it as being theirs, then I'm almost like jealous, even if I don't like their art style, because I just think, oh, you've got such like a clearly defined iconic mark on your own work. Do you know what I mean? But this is part of it. I mean, I'm looking through this Google image search and we're seeing loads of, is it Gajinka, where they're animal type things? And then there's one-eyed animal monsters and stuff. It's incredible. But the color palette, you've absolutely nailed it. It's really all over the boat, but it's not like it's all complementary. It's all working out. Yeah, I do like that. This is a thing that if any of you guys aren't doing it, might want to consider, and something that I need to think about myself is next time I do a piece of artwork, I need to grab a completely unrelated piece of artwork simply for its color palette and try to help that influence what I'm up to keep things a bit more exciting at the color stage as well. Because I do sit down working on skin, working on clothing texture and stuff like that, but my artwork needs to have a little bit more pop, basically. And once it's kind of pushing a standard where I'm a bit happier with it, then that's when we're getting into the whole world of like selling prints and doing all sorts of things. Oh my god, I'm just staring at all of that artwork. Thank you very much, good sir. Equestri Deventos Socicus. I may not have said that correctly. Says, I guess I called it last week. My favourite non-anime artists are Escher and Mathieu Lafray. I got Lafray's book Aximundi last week. Oh dude, how are you getting on with that book? I've heard it's really fucking good. Let me know. Shades of Kin says, that's easy. It's got to be Ben Caldwell, Travis Hansen, Bruce Timm, Darwin Cook, Otto Schmidt, Marcus Martin Jr. and Romita Jr. Shades of Kin. Wow. None of these people are ringing any bells for me. This is incredible. Oh my god. This is the best question I have ever asked on a DWM. Oh, Ben Caldwell. Why did I say I didn't know that? I do recognise some of his work. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, it's actually delicious. Right, well, that's the end of me, everybody. I'm just going to spend the next few months copying other artists and just looking at their artwork and buying their stuff. Oh my goodness, fantastic. Okay, that's great. I've got all of these bad boys, Shades of Kin. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'll just reaffirm this week's question. How are you guys? Because I'm really using you guys quite solidly from last week's. Lavando Tevez says, I've got to say to you, because I believe you can draw highly quality god tier hentai. Thank you very much, Leandro. I'll go that hentai route maybe, one day if we have to. Actually, I got in trouble on Patreon. As of right now, my Patreon page has been suspended. I'm pretty sure it's no biggie, so hopefully we'll be fine. Because like when YouTube suspends your account or something, they just say, oh, by the way, we've shut everything down for guideline reasons. Good luck. And that's all the help you get. And you have to kind of work out what's going on. Or it might just be that YouTube's made a mistake, which is what they've done the last 2 times they shut down my second channel. Both times I had to email them. And they were like, oh yeah, sorry, our bad. But you know about that. I've complained about that before. With Patreon, I did a picture which was of our OC elves, and I had like a big Mikey Mega logo in the middle, and the logo covered everything. So it's like, you're not seeing anything you shouldn't be, but it is 2 of the elves just sitting there, kind of saying thank you, and it was like a thank you picture that I drew for Patreon, just saying, much like I've not been YouTubing too much, I was a little bit behind just getting things done there. So I sorted that out, but I made it a public picture instead of putting it behind like, the $1 or $2 tier. And because it was a public picture, it actually broke some of Patreon's guidelines, because you don't have to have nudity. It just needs to be implied nudity. And if you make that public instead of hiding it, that's no good, because it will come up in their searches apparently. So there's a picture of the elves where you can't see anything, but it is quite obvious they're probably naked underneath the logo. So I've been suspended. Thankfully, what Patreon do when they suspend you, I've just noticed, is I got an email from a guy and he said, we've had to suspend your account because this one picture is doing something and these are the guidelines that it's breaking. So he says, here's a problem and here's why it's a problem. This is what you should do. So literally, I've just put that picture back into the paywall thing, and hopefully it just means they're going to reinstate it. So I'm not freaking out about it too much, because they're actually communicating really well compared to YouTube. He says, moaning about YouTube as he makes another YouTube video talking about how glad he is to be getting back into the YouTubing. But yeah, you gotta watch that hentai. Like, if I was ever gonna do anything like that, I'd have to make up another like pseudonym. Like, it would be definitely not Mikey Mega Mega, or like Morky Mega Mega. Definitely not that. Definitely not Peter. That's what it'll be. 3 Peters, triple P. And then, I could kind of do all that sort of thing. But I'd, for the moment, rather put my time into all of the stuff I'm trying to sort at the moment. The YouTubing, the delicious patrons on Patreon, of course, a little bit more on Twitch, things like that. And these are usually platforms that don't like anything too lewd. Well, lewd we can get away with, we know that. But they don't like anything that's proper naughty. However, if there's money in it, because Mikey needs to make ends meet, let's not call it completely off a thing. But there's a little bit of concern about how hentai puts people off getting into anime in general. I'm not into kink shaming or anything like that, but a lot of people miss out on some great anime because they think all anime is kind of boil in the bag perversion. It's a very limited outlook, but you can kind of see where some people are coming from if they haven't got much exposure to it. It's a real kind of like floating raft on the sea, that whole topic, where I'm just like, oh, I include the odd nipple. Should we do more? Should we do less? Oof. Tough. Anyway, Yuri Bremner says, I was always being intrigued by the art style of MC Escher. Today, to a museum with his work. Oh, you went to an Escher museum? Dude, I've got an Escher illustrations book, which is some of his classics, like him holding those giant reflective marbles and the infinite staircases and the rooms that roll on forever. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. I do like that. Escher's a bit of a hardcore when it comes to just his really high-end pencil rendering. Anyway, Cat Munro, superhero. Are you, Cat? Well done. I was wondering, would you illustrate Lena, inverse of the Slayer, in your style? I personally love the character and would love to see your version of her. Lena, inverse of the Slayer. I've never heard of this. Let's have a look, dude. Oh, wow, she looks awesome, and she looks like she's from a slightly older anime. Slayer's novel series back in the 1989. Oh, God, we'll add it to the list. I'm a sucker for some old schoolers. It might be a bloody long time before we get to it, but yeah, thank you, Cat Munro. And Sky King Zero says, hey, Mikey, if I had to choose, it would be Jim Lee. Thank you very much, Sky King Zero. Hey to you too. He's a god amongst men. He's really something. And Ryu Shinku says, my favourites are in no particular order are Jim Lee, Frank Cho, J. Scott Campbell, and Torian, who is somebody called Juicy Ink on YouTube. Oh, let's have a look at Torian then. Go over here. Images. Oh, okay. Let's try Juicy Ink then, because that is not working. Juicy Ink. Ooh, lovely. Excellent. Another good suggestions. Another good set. Let's grab all of your stuff, Ryu, and Add that to my things to look up later notepad file. Zool369. Oh my goodness, Zool. Some of my favourite non-anime artists are Josiah Brooks, who's Jazza, Jim Lee, of course, maybe someone else, but I'm blanking out. Don't worry about it, dude. You're cool. And also maybe someday you could do a live mech live stream. I'm trying to start drawing more mecha, and who better to be shit with than my main man Mikey. Zool, you absolute charmer. Draw more mech. I don't have much mech experience. I think we might have talked about this a few episodes ago, which, to be fair, months now. I've had a go at drawing a couple of mech characters. They've not quite been the standard I'm after. In the last episode, I'm pretty sure I talked about the watercolor artist who does amazing Gundam renderings and stuff like that for his work. So check out whatever I said back then, because I'm not going to search it right now. But yeah, we need to get a bit more mech into the life. And Matt Lee says, there's too many that I like. Yeah, Matt, tell me about it, right? But some of my favourites off the top of my head are Kim Jong-ji. Yeah, he's incredible. We all know about him. Michael Turner, Jim Lee, Sana Takeda, and Bill Watterson. Matt Lee. Get yourself a can of Coke, Matt. Well done you for saying Bill Watterson. Absolutely fantastic. I've just had so many Calvin and Hobbes flashbacks just by reading his name. Bill Watterson. Absolutely. How did I not think of him? Anyway, I'm going to take your Michael Turner suggestion so I can look him up a little bit later. And Misanthrope69 says, how are you, Mikey? Hey, Misanthrope. I'm not too bad, thank you. Physically, I'm fine. The day's getting on in terms of like house stuff, which is a bit long, and I'm excited to get back to producing and just get the ball rolling again. Thank you very much for asking. How the devil are you? Please complain about something. It's always entertaining and relatable. Oh my god! Misanthrope! Oh, you fucker. Literally, I just started complaining about just like having to sort stuff, and then you'd already preempted that I was going to have a big moan. Oh, Misanthrope. You're mugging me off. Hashtag cold crew, hashtag sip of coffee. I got played. Oh, I totally got played. Unbelievable. Amure Tineo says, my number one, may he rest, is Michael Turner. Oh, has he passed away? Jim Lee, then J. Scott Campbell. Don't worry, Mikey, you're in my top 5. Amure Tineo, thank you very much. No worries at all. Excellent suggestions of artists. And Serenity Novak says, can you do a tutorial on how to draw different hats at different angles, please? Yeah, we could do that. That doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world. Sometimes it's hard to work out how low on a character's head a hat should sit. Like, does the hat stop just above their eyebrows? Does it sit by their hairline? Is it somewhere down their forehead? So we'll probably have to look into that a little bit and see how it maps to the head. But yeah, I'm up for it. And Bloom HD says, J Lullaby, let me finish! I only like how his shading works. I swear I'm not weird. J Lullaby, Bloom HD, if I Google search this, are the FBI going to come around my house? J Lullaby, but you only like how he does his shading and stuff. Oh, this is a very... I mean, my Google search is safe, but it looks very much like I'm just looking at shad-based stuff, or a style very similar to shads, or vice versa. Okay. But I'm assuming if I take off safe search, I'm probably not going to be in a very safe position, so I'll leave that on. Thank you very much. We got 6 replies. Do other people know about J Lullaby? My previous girlfriend followed his work, says Joel. Joel, how you doing? I sure hope she wasn't basing certain expectations on it, though. Oh, right. It's okay, me too. It says, why do I even care anymore? Because fuck you. It's not weird to like his work, says Mazillion. I was just really curious, Ed, to see how that conversation thread went on. J Lullaby. Okay, we'll have a look, but obviously I won't invite someone round first. EK, if it turns out to be really, really rapey, I'm just going to be like, okie dokie. EKDA or Ector says, Peter draws. His art is so trippy and I love it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And also, I know I talk about Twitch all the time now, because I do spend some time there, but he is sometimes on Twitch as well, just doing his thing, chilling out and just putting ink to a pad surface for hours and hours. Another thing that I really just want to sit down and lose myself into. Peter draws. Yeah. Even though I know exactly who that is, I'm going to add him to the list as a bit of a reminder for myself. Bob Winner says, Joe Madureira, probably, and Jim Lee would be a good second call. Thank you very much, Bob. I'm just going to put Joe into Google search as well. Let's get rid of this J Lullaby. There's a lot of memes on that J Lullaby thing as well, so there's probably all sorts of trouble. Comic book writer and illustrator. Oh, God. There is so much talent out. Vampirella he's done. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, I'm looking at some of his work. Holy moly. There is so much talent out there. I'm looking at one of his pieces right now, and I immediately want to do my own picture, but use his color palette. Oh my goodness, I'm just going to add that to favorites really quickly. Great suggestions. Oh my goodness. What a great day for me. What a terrible listening experience for you guys at home. Playonce says, where are you from, Mikey? Which country of origin? Playonce, hey, I'm from the south of England. I live in Sussex. And I was born in London, but I have like a little bit of other countries in me. And I have spent some time living in some other countries as well. A little bit of time in Brazil as a kid. And a little bit of time in France. And then, I don't speak any French, by the way, as you may have heard me do several times before. Where else? Oh, the States. There we go. America. Knew I was forgetting something. Augusta, not too far from Atlanta, I think it was. Somewhere around there. But yeah, I've got like, I know my voice is really, really weird. I get told that all the time. And it's even worse when I've just woken up. But yeah, from all over the place. I'm a bit of a mongrel. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Playonce, where are you from? Dakari Woodley says non-anime. That's tough. Okay, mine's Bob Ross. Not bad, Dakari. And Mr. Rios says Rake is probably my favourite, but there are a few other like Peter Han and Alfonso Dunn. Go check these guys out. Alfonso Dunn, I know who that is. Peter Han. Let's have a quick look. I'm just going to pop him. I'll put it on the list there. I'm just going to put it up into a Google search. I'm going to end up with so many tabs open by the end of this chat. Images, ArtStation, Peter Han. Ooh, lovely. Ooh, lovely. Yeah, we'll come back to that as well. My goodness. Back to the tab. Okay, we're in the right place. Altered Ego says, this is what the whole thing's going to be me. Like, stopping reading what you're saying, going to another tab, trying to re-find the tab. Altered Ego says, non-anime artist. Jean-Lac Masboul. This guy draws one of the best fantasy comics ever. I think you'd like it. Enrico Marini and Jesus Garcia Ferreira. He's a parody manga about a famous show called... parody of Naruto called Naruto. Let's look at that firstly then. Jesus. Got an asterisk next to this guy, so this is like your wild card entry. Let's have a look. I'm the wild card. Images. Naruto. Okay, we'll come back to that. I like it. And Enrico Marini. Let's have a quick look here as well. Fantastic. Okay, let me just take all of this, steal all of this, put it on my big stolen list, and artwork by Christopher Kaiko, or Casio, says Kim Jung-ji, always a good one. Sarah Byrne Studio says, I loved this chat session. Oh, that's very kind of you. Except I blame you for how much coffee I drank during this video. Also, thanks for the shout out. You're too sweet. No worries, dude. Sarah Byrne Studios is on Twitch as the Lady Luthien. Very, very talented lady who works in real media. But I probably said the exact same thing many an episode ago, or last episode, but many a week ago. You've just reminded me to have a lovely sip of this coffee. Excellent. I'm so glad. I mean, if you listen along with these mumbling sessions, I usually think you're probably trapped under some furniture, or you've like slipped in a bath and can't get up. That's usually my target demographic, one that can't get away. Chiwe016 says, modern day James. Oh my, what? I don't know anyone. Why don't I know who anyone is? Okay, let's grab this. Oh, yeah. This is one of these. So, like, seriously, this entire channel and everything he does is on a favorites tab of mine. And, like, his entire channel is like a to-do list for me. So I haven't actually really engaged with much of his stuff. But, like, whenever I look at it, I'm just like, oh my god, I can't wait to get round to this. I need to really see what's going on. Yeah, really good, Chewy. Top notch. Octoboob says, good luck with possibly doing some art stroke YouTube full time. Octoboobs, thank you very much. I hope the Eastern European world is looking after you, good sir. Well, madam, and also what colour's your hair today? And CT Clockwise says, hello again. I have one. Hello, TT Clockwise. She's called Zipsy on Instagram. Thank you so much. Adds to list. And Jake Zapita says, I'm not well versed on artists, but as far as YouTube artists, Borodante makes my canvas wet. Oh my goodness, Borodante. I'm not going to search for him in the YouTube because it will kick off like an intro video. Oh, I know who this is. Yep, absolutely. I know him. I follow him as well. Good stuff, although I didn't recognise his name. And Fun Guns Pro X says, me, Fun Guns Pro, you're your favourite non-anime themed artist? Wow, I wish I had that kind of self-respect for the stuff that I make as well. I'm very impressed. Devin Giles says, can you please draw Kana Alberona from Fairy Tail? Oh my god, am I going to have a freak out? Because I know Fairy Tail and I have no idea who that character is. Is she one of the newer characters? Fictional character. Phoenix Priestess. Oh, she works in the bar with the others, does she? Why doesn't that ring a bell? Bacana. I like Mira Jane, Wendy, Elfman, Lucy Hartfilia. I know all of them, but I just don't know who that is. Well, I've got like this weird blank spot in my memory. Thank you though, Devin. And Toxic Melody says, can you teach us how to draw people sitting down? Yeah, Toxic Melody. We're going to do something exactly like that. We've got options as well, because there's people in chairs, he says, talking and typing, and there's people on the floor, and then there's just leaning. I don't know, I wanted to make a third section there. We'll call it leaners. Diego Reyna says, Mikey, draw Ruby characters. Diogo, I should say. Ruby, always Ruby I'm getting, and I'm not ignoring them, I just never do it. I never do the Ruby, and I'm always getting a Ruby request. And I'm not against it whatsoever. It's just that time thing. But yeah, maybe we should really be thinking about Ruby. Somebody described it to me the other day, is that it's 3D animation done right, because it's not trying to look particularly like anime, and that every single thing is some kind of exploding gun or weapon in the entire anime. So I do look forward to it. I think there were a load of, were they just a load of really, really short episodes for the first season? Like, they weren't really a proper anime series, but then it was turned into one? I'm not sure. Pitero Avertes says, oh, my favourite artist, it's impossible to pick. If I had to pick artists, I wouldn't mind having the style and skill of the list, this list, or even bigger. But if I had to mention some artists, I couldn't very well do that without leaving out a bunch of my heroes. But since you asked, thank you very much, Peter. And you've got a whole list here. Jesper Easing, Avon Admundsson, Bayard Wu, Mike Azevedo, Alex Konstad, Nessa Kane. I don't want to continue because we'll be here all day. The list is too long, but I do like D&D and MTG a whole lot. But people like Mike Avazendo and Nessa Kane have a lot of style with their bold shapes and really amazing colours. But if we're talking about now dead master artists, we could go on forever pretty much. Yeah. Pitero Avertis, essay much, also, I'll allow it, because thank you so much, that's great info. Because I don't recognise any of the artists you've just said, that's awesome. Stolen. And yeah, when it comes to past artists as well, we can... It depends what you like. We could sit here and we could talk about Titian for ages if you wanted to, but I just don't think it's the right crowd. There are so many amazing artists out there, you continue to say. I find new ones almost every day. People who are next in line to becoming masters in their own right. And I don't only follow painters. A lot of the time I'm crazy about sketches and line art equally. Yeah, me too. It's extremely humbling. Dude, thank you very much for such a thorough answer. Excellent. And yeah, I know about that humbling feeling, right, when you see some artists and their work and you just think, oh, wow. And like, there's really good ones where you don't really hate yourself. You just kind of really see where they're coming from with their artwork, and it just makes you think, right, I need to stop tooting my own horn. I need to get that practice back in. I need to push what I'm up to as well. Don't get comfortable. I mean, get a little bit comfortable. It's nice so that you're not completely stressed, but like, don't get 100% comfortable maybe. Guilherme Concaves Diaz says George Kamitani, or Vanillaware art in general. Vanillaware. There's also Genzaman, Ayami Kojima, Demiso Posca, Ryuto Murayama, Goma Leo, and Toshiaki Takayama. All of them have their unique and fantastic art styles. This is my favourite DWM when I'm just constantly taking your stuff. Ah, fantastic. Thank you very much, Guilherme. And Yakaizo says, please, can you draw using the black colour or a pen on tutorial? Yakaizo, are you asking me to do a tutorial about like the different types of pens and their functions, or different ways to ink a piece? Because yes, I will. I do have this, and I've talked about it before, a twofer in mind. A video about pens, just because I want to make a video about pens, because it's who I am, and a fresher inking tutorial, also about line weights and stuff like that. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll rough up an image in pencil that has all of the different qualities or at least a number of different qualities that you can apply different line weights to and the thinking behind them. Thank you very much. Carolina Jimenez and Manga Banga suggests Leonardo Perez Nieto. Oh my goodness. Let's put that into Google. Who? Images. Oh, no. I see what I've done. I've copy pasted the wrong thing. Let's go back to... I've just tried to Google search your entire name and your sentence. Let's try that again. Ah, excellent stuff. Nice. Another man for the list. There's loads of pictures of him hanging outside Google. I wonder what he's up to. I like Rake, says Extra Terrace. Extra Terrace, how you doing, dude? John Grimm from the Artist Block, Shadman, and Cute Sexy Robots. Cute Sexy Robots with a name like that. That's going on the list for later investigation. And Joel, how you doing, man? Glad you're managing your transitionary life well. Joel, thank you very much. I'm not sure how well I'm doing it, but we're doing it, so we're nearly out the other end. The final stage is just me having my own place, so I do need to actually just start looking and just rent something and bite the bullet instead of being in this kind of pseudo zone in the middle. I have absolutely excellent news myself. Oh my god, what's going on? But it'll have to wait for a week when a DWM weekly question doesn't make me want to write an essay. Wait a week, Joel. How about you wait a month, motherfucker? Oh, no, I'm just kidding, dude. Thank you so much for... If you're listening to this, it means you're still hanging out on the channel. Thank you so much. Dude, okay, go for it. I'll give you a pass. It can't be a full-on essay, you know that, but I'll let you go a little bit long in the paragraph because I want to know what your good news is, and if you want to share it with us, that'll be great. Might just want to grab the names and links for non-anime artists. Too many to list. Many horror artists, but my favourite is likely... Oh! I've just clicked the read more button. It is... this is a list. Okay, yeah, so don't worry, dude. I'm just going to have a little skim read over what you've got to say. So Suguru Tanaka, don't eat some food, or don't view it if you're planning to eat some food. Oh, okay. So I'm going to absolutely Control-C that right now and put that into a new Google tab, just out of sheer curiosity. Really gory, I'm expecting. Oh, it's really horror stuff. Oh, not gory, but it's there's a lady with spider's eyes. That's disgusting. Oh, yeah, it's not it's not filth. But it's definitely disturbing imagery. Who is that guy that works with really loads of red paints? And he's done something and it's free supplicants at the foot of Christ or something like that. But it's this weird, fucked up dimension universe thing. Oh, God. I really can't remember his name. Oh, it's going to kill me. Anyway, these look amazing. Thank you very much. Let's go back to your essay. Yeah, no, don't worry. Don't view if you have a phobia of anything you've said. No, it's okay. It's not... oh, no, you've got a completely different Tumblr link to something else. Okay, I'm going to click that later just in case it is deeply disturbing. You like non-realistic stuff in a realistic style, like Bacchus, whom you've linked to before. You can flip-flop at a moment's notice. Thank you very much. Oh, dude, you've got me live links. These are great. Astor Alexander, who does realistic style covers that spoof old movie and book covers using anime and game themes. Oh, I think I've heard of him. I wonder if he's the person who did those alternative Dragon Ball covers for the Android Saga, because, damn, they were really, really good. ArtStation for your CGI background is where you hang out, and Mecha Ignuk is pretty amazing. Igunk. Oh, sorry, Igunk. And then we've got, so I'm having a little bit of a burp here in the background. Oh, that's better. Peter Mobraka has been a huge inspiration for me for creature design. Joel, I'm completely forgiving the fact that you've written an essay because you put live links into all of it. Okay, this is where I could go on forever, he says. I'll wrap it up here. Hopefully, some of your viewers have clicked on these links and found something new and helpful. Guys, if you are curious about all of these, if you've not been making a note whilst I'm reading them out, basically, DWM number... Scrolling up really quickly. It is 87. The last DWM 87, that was out a few weeks ago, I'm sorry about the Disappearing Act, is a repository for some excellent suggestions. It's probably actually worth going back and having a look through the comment section, if you're anything like me, that is, and having a look at everybody else's answers on here, because yeah, there's loads of incredible stuff I've seen already. I'm feeling stimulated, I'm really excited, and I'm going to have to go do some completely different work in just a minute, so I'll have to bite my thumb on that one. Art Germ says, whatever's art, always a good one. And Active Server number 12 says, I've noticed you haven't posted in some time. I hope everything is well at home and with the new home. I recall you saying you needed to leave your current place of residence because of an unfortunate situation. In any case, I really hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling happy and eating and sleeping well. Thank you very much, dude. I hope you're feeling inspiration for your artwork and motivation to keep moving forward in life with your interests, aspirations, desires, and overall journey with his life and love. Stay charming, brother. Active Servo 12. Dude, thank you so much, man. It's really fucking heartfelt. Yeah, I've explained the situation already in today's episode, but mate, I really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. And yeah, eating and sleeping well, you know, I'm not eating and sleeping terribly, but I'm not eating and sleeping amazingly either, but that's just who I am. So that's kind of normal. Thanks again. It's really just kind of stopped me in my tracks. Thank you, dude. I do appreciate that. Because, yeah, it's a funny old time. But we're almost out the other end, thank goodness. Kawaii Cookie says, Mikey, I need help. Kawaii Cookie, what's going on? I really find it hard to draw out a body. I do multiple sketches. The bodies I draw don't look right. I do simple shapes. I try to define the shapes of each layer, but it's usually never good. Especially with boobs. They're freaking get me all the time. Guys, what I never said in this episode, because I was so keen on like sucking up all your juicy ideas, and by the way, sadly these days sometimes I don't get the opportunity to read through every single comment. I do try to catch them all. Trust me, I don't get to read them out loud, but I do make sure I read through them all, like after I record an episode. So I'm going to be making sure I go through the rest of this list of your excellent suggestions regardless, much like I suggest you guys do, and see what's going on here. Anyway, what I'm going back to is basically saying I didn't mention what I was drawing. So what you guys have probably sat through for the last 40 odd minutes. And by the way, if you've made it this deep into another episode of DWM, you are the hashtag hardcore crew, hashtag sip of tea, hashtag live free and die hard. I don't know. But it's an absolute fucking pleasure to have you guys. I'm so pleased to kind of be getting back into things, and you guys are still remotely curious in like what I'm up to, so thank you so much. Anyway, what I'm getting at is I am completely agreeing with Kawaii Cookie. Like I was talking about, my art needing some work again, especially after having a bit of a hiatus, doing some practice and figure studies. So what I was doing this episode, and whilst I was doing it live on Twitch, somebody suggested it might make a good tutorial topic as well, is that I was just looking at pictures of real people, just women on Pinterest and like people doing poses and stuff, and then only using a very soft brush so that nothing too hard and too defined comes out of it. But with that really soft brush, I'm using my building blocks technique. Not mine, but the one that I sort of, the one I've adopted as much as anybody else. So I'm just using this kind of circular shapes, mapping out a skeleton, putting the chest, the hips and the arms on them. Then separately, going back over with a slightly harder, smaller line, and actually then trying to map just a human form. I'm not worrying too much about the face, I'm not worrying too much about the hands and the fingers, but I am trying to have a look at the proportions, the shape, and the body, and try to make sure I'm not drawing anything too derpy. Just trying to, instead of sitting there and doing an anime thing and an anime thing all the time, I did want to sit down and just try to pull back a bit of knowledge about the human structure as it should be. So all this in the background, you've probably been seeing me with a slightly sped up face in one corner whilst I'm talking live on Twitch, and also just filling in a page in the air quotes digital sketchbook. Is that what we can call it? Probably not. Just getting some practice in this very episode. So yeah, I do recommend doing something like that from time to time. I should be doing it a lot more, but I got really, really lazy. So yeah, there are loads of things. I'd suggest Kawaii Cookie, start there and build yourself up and get back to them boobs. Contemplate Tech says, you got so excited about choosing the question of the day, lol, in regards to the question. Yeah, but it's worked out great, right? Despite the hiatus, it's the best question. I can't name any specific artists who I like outside of anime, any more than I could name artists inside of anime. Lol, no worries, Contemplate Tech. But I can't say that some of my favourite art to look at is concept art of cities and landscapes, especially fantasy, futuristic or otherworldly landscapes. It's something I badly want to learn. Yeah, right? For all the things I love to say about the Star Wars prequels, and I don't even know what my relationship with those films are, like with the first two especially, like they're so bad. I don't think I enjoy sitting all the way through them, but I think I do actively enjoy hating them, so I think there's pleasure for me somewhere in there. It's really weird. Anyway, regardless of what you think about the Phantom Menace and all of that stuff, some of the concept art that never made it into the Star Wars prequels is really, really interesting stuff as well. Like the concept art for oh wait, maybe I'm thinking of the third film, which is where the concept art really kicked off. Yeah, let's say it's for the third one, Revenge of the Sith. But there's concept art for General Grievous and stuff, which was really, really out there. Zarina Alexander, as well as all the cities and landscapes. Zarina Alexander says, hey, you should do one about how to draw black anime guys. Yeah. Zarina, we've done Central Asian girls, or like, tropes, because you've got to be really careful with topics when you're trying to label somebody. We've done a very Latin type of anime character, tropes again from different countries, and black characters as well. So yeah, we should do the same thing about guys from kind of these different regions, because we need more diversity in anime. Can't have token black guys who happen to be DJs all the time. Like, we can't keep doing that. That doesn't count as diversity anymore. You've got a black character and he can breakdance. For fuck's sakes, it's not. Don't pat yourself on the back just because you. Anyway, what I'm getting at is, it's a great idea. What was I getting? I was just about to pitch. I had something on the end of my tongue and it's disappeared. Anyway, oh yeah, that's it. But one time we had a black character, but wasn't a beatboxer or a breakdancer or a DJ. And I know that I know I'm wrong. I know there's loads out there in anime and stuff, but the only last one I can think of in anime was in Bleach. And he turned out to be like a fucked up. Oh shit! Spoiler alert. I didn't give out a spoiler alert, swear alert at the beginning. He turned out to be a fucked up, bug-eyed monster. Jesus, what was happening to him in the end? His story arc really just got really fucked up, and he seemed such a badass in the beginning. Zampak Tolls, eh? Like 50 says 7 hits, thank you very much. And Mikel Tendai says Japanese manga art book. Japanese, Japese. I'm assuming that's not a misspelling, and in fact really good stuff, so I will add that. Thank you very much, good sir. How are we doing for time? We're coming up to the exit speed zone, I think, where I need to just talk a little bit quickly. Oh, I thought I was near the bottom of your comments, but it's just loaded and expanded to be even more. Okay, I'm going to put the pace on, guys. Don't take it personally, please, but I will keep stealing your ideas. For Morose Moose, you've done a bit of an essay, so I'm going to skim through. I don't agree with many of your drawings, but I do acknowledge that they're extremely well done. Yeah, thank you very much, Morose Moose. You are absolutely, allowed to have your opinion. Thanks for being so normal about it. I've used a few of your tutorials to improve my drawings because yours are the easiest to follow and you explain them well. Awesome, dude. If you've got a completely different style from me, maybe you just don't like lewd girls or anything like that, absolutely fine. But you've still found my tutorials to be useful regardless, then excellent. I'm glad you could kind of take that and apply it to what does work for you. Anyway, I'm here to ask if you could draw Moose-chan and complete the channel art picture drawing. I know it's an odd and large request. I'd like to have a better channel art than I can. Oh, you want me to do your Moose-chan, Roast Moose? And you've done this massive... Oh my god, there's an actual essay on your request. Dude, I am so sorry. I'm not currently open for commissions because I'm so all over the place. Oh my god. I am going to copy your entire request, though, because there's quite a description in here. And I'm still technically taking Lucky Dip entries for Made, My Art, Your Design. So you might be in for a shot. As in, I'm saying no right now, but I'm putting it in with a mix of other requests I've got to see if I can draw somebody else's character. So who knows? In with a shot. Andrew Taco says, Peter Howson, thank you very much, good sir. Eric Larson, how you doing, man? Hey, Mikey. You say, hello, Eric. Greetings from Seattle, Washington, USA. Greetings right back from Sussex, UK. First off, your tutorials are awesome. Thank you so much, man. You've gotten me going on with my art again, both 2D and 3D. Good to hear. So I can follow in a break room or whilst holding a wiggling 1-year-old. Oh my goodness, tough times. I hear when they're 1, it's great, and then when they go a bit older, they learn to fight you when you try to put clothes on them, and then being a parent becomes a nightmare. Good luck. I assume parenting and not just kidnapping. All the best, either case. Just wondering if you're planning on doing a nose and ear tutorial, specifically elf ears. Hope your place is good and you have more space on your desk. I'm still, Eric, in my original place. I've moved everything except what I need to make some production on YouTube and Twitch, just so that I don't bother the people in the new place. And I'll just probably keep my stuff here for as long as I can get away with. Maybe something like that. Great. Ears. Elf ears. Yeah, great suggestion. We've done kind of lips, but ears tutorials and noses. I'm always getting asked to do a noses tutorial as well. John Davis says, Adam Hughes, Art Gem, Frank Cho, Mark Brooks. Thank you very much. I'm going to take all of that, John, just down here. And Beast Guyver says, probably Louis Royo. Excellent as well. Thank you, good sir. Zadislaw Oh my god. Ryan Chung says, Zladislaw Beksinsky. Hands down, you say. Oh, let's put that's just an interesting name more than anything. Let's Google search. Images. Oh, yeah. Very, very talented. Very, very dark. Visually, nothing to do with HR Giga, but in terms of the materials, slightly Giga vibe about some of the images, but visually nothing, if that makes sense. Really, really good. Oh my goodness. I wonder if there's an oh my goodness counter for how many amazing artists I've suddenly seen for the first time on Google Images today. Absolutely fantastic. Carmen Jar 18 says too many, but your top favourite lists are Amanda Connor, Jim Lee, Frank Cho, George Perez, and Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby, excellent. And Skylar Lawson says, hi Mikey. Hello there, Skylar. It's McLovin' It, baby. Oh, hello, dude. I just wanted to tell you that I love your videos once again. I look forward to your next live stream. Hopefully I can catch it. Thanks again for the lovely elf waifu. No worries, dude. I've obviously spoken to you since you've written this in this particular episode. Thank you very much. Jazza, June Art, and Sakimi-chan. Captain KCMLG, yep. All good ones, all good ones. And I've got... Oh, we're running a little bit low on time. I've got a couple of essays of people. So, Akida Ishin says, oh my goodness, this one's actually an hour long. Good job, Mikey. Long time, no comment. And good news, I'm halfway done with the scripts for an animated show I'm making, first draft, so don't get your hopes up on seeing it any soon. Oh, that's really cool, though, that you're working on a project. Bad news, I figured out that the scripts are making me so depressed I can only make good headway through them if I'm already really down. Oh, Akira Ishin. Oh shit, is your manga really fucking dark, or the project that you're working on? Oh god, I'm curious. Just hang in there, dude. All the best to you. Hope you have a good day and then just get depressed right at the end and then get really good work done, or vice versa. But I hope you get the highs as well as the lows. Joshua Atkinson says, hi Mikey. Hello there, Joshua. I'm going through your great beginner series. Oh dude, thank you very much. Just wondering, when you start out, do you try the whole character and then practice specific areas such as hands, faces or poses, or do you do it the other way around where you try to nail the individual parts and then put it all together? Or is there a good order to learn it in, such as poses, then faces and hands, etc.? Any tips or feedback would be great. Love the channel content. Joshua, no worries. If you know nothing about art, that's why I've put down the beginner series, but outside of that, nobody has one correct method of doing any of that. Some people like to draw as much of a whole character as possible, and personally I think that's quite good, because if you tell yourself you're going to practice only hands or only feet or only eyes, you might kind of spend a lot of time doing whichever one of those you like for most or feel you're quite good at, and you might get even better at that, and maybe you're going to find it a bit more difficult to put a lot of time into the others. Also, and by the way, practicing it separately is a great technique, but I'm just saying, you don't have to choose one or the other. But when it comes to you drawing your overall characters, then you've got a bit of context. So even if the characters are a bit derpy and a bit off, you've got all of the elements there in one drawing. You've had an opportunity to draw eyes, had an opportunity to draw hands and fingers and feet and stuff. Don't be lazy. Don't try to hide your hands at first. I know it's a big thing people want to do. Make sure you've got your whole character in there if you can fit them in. Don't hide the feet off the bottom of the page and so on. We all know those tricks. But if you do that in one picture, you've covered everything. So it really does depend. If you think that you do that and then you see that your hands need work and you want to take that away and separately practice, everyone's got their own methods with that. That's part of the fun and exploration of it. But yeah, the moment you see a weakness, try to leap on it and get some practice in. Don't just ignore it and try to hide it behind, the character holding something or something like that. Anyway, I hope that was some kind of answer for you. Jigsaw Studio says, I don't really know many artists, and I think they all draw anime like you. Mike and Kel, Mark Crilly, and Rake, but my favourite artist would be Da Vinci, Leonardo. I wish I could see your live streams, but I have school. I guess I have to save up to become a Patreon again. Jigsaw Studios. Hopefully Patreon will be back up and live by the time you read this, but I hope you have a bloody good time at school. Remember those studies as well. Trey, important. And Jed says, hey Mikey, have you ever drawn something on a scrap of piece of paper that you thought was gold and tried to redraw it as a final piece, but it just doesn't have the same nuance as a thing you originally drew? And you continue to say, accidentally smashed my fountain pen into the wall whilst listening to this DWM. Oh Jesus. Dude. Well, I hope you've got a new pen or it was repaired. And yes, oh my god, yeah. I've been spending a lot of time in an office, so I have a sketchbooks there because I don't do my job, and so I filled lots and lots of stuff in sketchbook or just lined notebooks, and I'll just draw this character, and I don't know if it's the fact it's on lined paper that it looks fucking amazing, or the fact that I've done it with a blue pen, but then I'll go home and try to recreate it, and it just lacks some of that nuance and spark. And part of the magic is that and I don't know if there's like something in here that's worth practicing or worth trying, or like if I just need to join like a cafe art club or something. But if I spend a lot of time on the phone whilst I'm sorting something, or I'm just listening to somebody, or I'm just giving some advice, but I know what I'm doing and I don't have to use a computer, then my other hand goes straight to the pen and it goes straight to the notebook. And so there might be something in the fact that I'm not giving it my full attention. Like only half my brain is really operating my hand to draw a character, and that's only so that I'm occupied whilst I'm listening and dealing with whatever has my focus, the topic of the telephone conversation. So there might be something, you might have hit on something, like because I'm not fully committed to it, somehow my mind is just freer to draw slight variations on what I usually do, and every now and then just taps a tiny bit of a gold vein somewhere. So Jed, yeah, I do absolutely get that. I don't know what it is about it, but I wonder if it's something to do with the fact that it's a particular drawing where I'm kind of on autopilot because I'm drawing something I draw often or no, but equally I'm not giving it so much focus that I'm trying to force anything to actually come out the other end, and thus every now and then it happens. So guys, we're going to have to wrap up this particular episode there. Let me just say, like, Pandan, Rabbit Weasels, Gamer Ghost, Dark Blood, Kurtos, Andrea Demus, Game Related, Jim Jog, more, by the way, Lazy Laser, it's all loading up, Mongchi L, hope you're doing well, Chrissy Payne, others, like I can see loads and loads of paragraphs, long answers, and stuff about oh my god, there's loads. Vinicus M, Khalid Sharikar. Okay. Shit, it's really loading up. So guys, let me just say, as far as you giving suggestions about your favourite artists, I'm going to be sitting down and reading through all of these and stealing them. Thank you so much for commenting in the last episode. Thank you so much for making it towards the end of this particular episode. Do not forget the question, what have you guys been up to? How is your summer going? What are you up to this week? What's been going down? I just want to catch up and sort of say hello to you guys. I will stick that in the title, of course. I hope you haven't minded me just getting some practice in the background for this particular episode. And although at the moment I'm just kind of wiggling out those teething little micro issues on a Patreon situation, let me just say again, the only reason why all of this stuff is possible, especially now that like I've sorted out the house move and stuff, why I'm so grateful to certain people, is those delicious patrons on Patreon, where you can get all sorts of extras and other artwork and copies and high-res bits. Of course, you guys probably know that. Hopefully I'll be back up ASAP, but let me just say a great big extra thank you to Diego Ferreira F, Zoe T, Grizzly, Tom KG, LMA Gamer, Fatness, Bryce Light, Ryder 2KX, Kamari J, Cuddlebum, The Travelling Wolf, Joe R, Garrett C, Michael S, Trent H, Gabriel C, Raymond G, Jorgen A, Wes B, Beta, Connor M, Raymond B, Julio Felix O, Rob, John Hall V, Matthew G, Simon B, Gareth, Taylor S, Hamongchi L, Thomas C, Angry H, Angry Hermit I should say, Johnny Y, Ollie CK, Brownie Wars, Garrett, Christian L, Minion 715, ICZ, Wendell S, Zahaki, Rombly, Matthew B, and Kurt D. Thank you so much guys for the support at a higher end patrons on the Patreon. There's a whole massive list of other people here as well, even more than what you're seeing on the screen, because there's loads of lower tier lovely people as well helping out. Even a tiny dollar or two my way makes all the difference, so much love to those guys. As ever, I've got some work to do for you once patrons like a platform again that just come to life. Beyond that guys, I hope you all have a bloody lovely week. Thank you so much again for kind of just waiting around whilst I basically sort my life out in the background to get things sorted on that edge. I look forward to another DWM next time, and this weekend as well we're gonna have a video up of course for you guys. Anything comes to mind, or if I've missed your comment and it's been something else that you wanted to talk about, it wasn't just suggestions for art, copy and paste it into the comment section of this week's video, and with any luck I'll catch it next time around. Bloody love you guys, take care.